Sher. Welcome to my journey of transformation and creativity. I am excited to share my story of self-discovery, passion, and bold dreams. I still remember the moment when my life started to change. The day I discovered my own voice through my writing. I was at a crossroads, feeling trapped by conventional expectations and the burden of having to choose a single passion. I felt that my message spoke directly to the inner voice I had ignored for so long. I taught myself that the world is not for those who settle for one path, but for those who dare to dream big and bold. At that instant, I understood that my multifaceted interests were gifts, not defects to one another. I began my journey of self-discovery, embracing a life full of infinite possibilities. I discovered that I possessed talents that I had overlooked. I began to explore my strengths, listing everything that made me feel truly alive. I remembered moments of creativity in my childhood and the spark that was ignited by solving problems in unique ways, along with unexpected hobbies. Instead of avoiding what seemed impractical, I learned to honor every skill I possess. I considered each gift as a crucial piece of my own personal puzzle. I asked myself, what will I do if I know I can't fail? And that question became my mantra. By embracing my various interests, I was forming a more complete picture of who I am, a person with a vibrant collection of talents ready to brighten up my life and career. Once I recognized my unique gifts, I found liberation by daring to dream freely, without limits or self-imposed barriers. I remembered that dreaming is not only for a lucky few, it is a right I have. I began to chart my dreams without restrictions, no matter how great or unconventional they were. I allowed myself to imagine a future where creativity and practicality would merge in perfect harmony. In that harmonious dance, each new idea empowered me to break with the traditional molds. I learned that not imposing limits on my aspirations was liberating and full of hope. At that stage, I embraced the possibility of my life being as expansive as my imagination. Inspired by a practical approach, I decided to design a life that reflected all the vibrant colors of my inner world and my deepest passions. I discovered that planning is not a rigid, but creating a flexible framework that allows me to grow, evolve, and explore new horizons every day. I started by creatively delineating my daily routines, professional ambitions, and personal goals. Then, gradually, I integrated spontaneous moments that added innovation and deep reflection. I discovered that a well-designed life channels chaos into energy that drives me forward. Every decision, however small, became a vital brick in the mosaic of my destiny. For a long time I felt the pressure to limit my approach, to choose one passion and stay in it forever. But I broke that myth and opened my eyes to a richer, fuller existence. I understood that I must not fit into a single mold. I can honor every spark of interest in me. I started exploring different fields, art, technology, literature, and even culinary experiments. Every discovery enriched my life with new perspectives and creative ideas. This journey of multiplicity was liberating, proving that my vibrant spirit defies narrow labels. I pursued projects that fused my different interests, celebrating the beauty of diversity. I discovered that life is about experiencing every nuance of my immense potential. No transformative journey is without obstacles, and mine was no exception. I learned to see fear as a light that guides me. For a long time, I was paralyzed by fear of rejection and darkness. Every hesitation felt like an invisible barrier blocking opportunities beyond my reach. But I understood that fear should not stop me, but point out that growth is near. I reformed every challenge as an opportunity to learn, embracing discomfort as part of my evolution. When facing difficult changes, it reminded me that progress is born when I leave my comfort zone. Even setbacks became valuable lessons, broadening my boundaries and strengthening my determination. My experiences empowered me to take risks and venture into the unknown bravely. Each uncertain step was a step towards a richer and more authentic life. Merging creativity and productivity. One of the most transformative lessons I learned was to balance my creativity with productivity. I thought creativity implied chaos, while productivity demanded a balanced order. But I discovered a harmonious truth. I experimented with setting aside time for unrestricted brainstorming and focused work. I scheduled specific sessions to let my ideas flow freely, without judgments or restrictions. I then organized those ideas into actionable plans during structured work sessions. This integration transformed my habits, increasing my efficiency and my creative sensitivity. I learned that honoring both spontaneity and structure produces effective and satisfying work. My philosophy taught me that true productivity consists of working intelligently with passion, building a support network. Throughout my journey, I realized that I cannot prosper alone. I recognized the importance of having a support network of mentors, colleagues, and friends. I approached inspiring people and joined communities where diverse interests are held. I learned to ask for help when I needed help, and those relationships boosted my creative growth. Collaboration and sincere conversations enriched my process and expanded my vision. Each connection increased my confidence and helped me navigate the complexities of life. I remembered that my path prospers thanks to the support and unconditional friendship of others. One of the most practical lessons I learned was the importance of taking small, deliberate steps toward big dreams and goals. I understood that monumental change results from constant and incremental progress. I divided my bigger goals into manageable tasks, celebrating every little victory. Even when progress seemed slow, every small step contributed to a great transformation. This approach helped me overcome uncertainty and stay motivated in difficult times. I learned that success does not come overnight, but through persistent and deliberate effort. I remembered that patience and persistence are the engines of lasting change. Reflecting on my journey, I see clearly. My experiences have still been deeply intertwined in the fabric of my daily life. To live with authenticity means to embrace every part of who I am. The dreamer, the maker, the multi-passionate woman who is not afraid to take risks and free herself from conventional norms. I understand the fullness of my identity, hoarding every facet of my personality and interests. I have learned that being authentic does not mean being perfect, but embracing vulnerability. Every decision I make is imbued with the awareness that my path is unique. I take pride in my willingness to change, explore new horizons, and rely on my inner voice. I learned that the greatest act of courage is to be myself without apologizing. Now I live every day with that empowering truth guiding my every decision. In these chapters, I have traced my evolution from feeling trapped by the elections to celebrate every facet of my potential and embrace a life of creative freedom. My experiences have given me the tools to recognize and my talents, to embrace a multi-passionate life and face each day with creativity and resilience. Through my journey, I learned that life consists of creating a personal masterpiece, a journey defined by small steps, bold dreams, and the courage to live authentically.